All right, here we go. Hi. Hi, this is Nelson with Creekwood.aquatics. Thank you for joining us for our live stream. If you hop onto our catalog, you'll be able to see a lot of the fish that we have in stock. We can always walk around and take a look at some of the fish and the corals we got. For any of those coral enthusiasts, we did get some black widow anemones in today. They're actually really cool. They are an aggressive anemone, so we have to keep an eye out for that. We got a couple greens, we got a couple rainbows, got a bunch of assorted corals, but we also have a ton of fish. So again, if you hop onto our catalog, you'll be able to see that some of the fish we have in stock. And maybe you might be able to pick something up good. Remember, we have our coupon. It saved 10% off of the first $20. So you add that to your coupon, you'll be able to save a little bit. Always trying to get out as much information as I can. But we can start wherever. Let's start with my little clown loaches. So I'm going to say this a lot, but again, they're a really big aquarium favorite fish of mine. I love their personality. I love their colors. I do think they pop. I do think they're a very silly fish. They like to be kept in schools. They do a thing called stacking, where they like to just lay on top of each other. Uh, Sometimes they look like they're dead in the morning, but no, they're just goofing off. But if you guys are interested, we do have a ton of clown loaches in this week. I believe I have 15 in stock, and they are. Let me check my list. Where's my master list? Let's see if I got them listed in the store. They're $14 this week. No red plants. I think you asked me yesterday. I said other than the Luigia, that's going to get a red stalk to it. No red. I'll try to bring in some more plants next week, especially since I started my plant propagation system inside. I want to be able to stock that up with some new plants. Yeah, and if you want to see my little plant system, my 125, I did post it on YouTube at Creekwood Aquatics, and I posted it on TikTok. Yeah, it's going to be impressive. We also, for people, I know a lot of people are asking me. Yes, I will show you some of the blue and yellow bettas that we got in this week, or that we have. We're going to be getting more in the following week. But we got assassin snails. So everyone's looking for assassin snails. We got them. When it comes to blue bettas, I have this blue alien boy right here. Show me what you got. Yeah, so he's a big. Yes, all the fish that we have here on for sale. I mean, if you want to join us on the live sale, download the Palm Street app. Find us at Creekwood Aquatics. If not, you can always send me a message, and I can get back to you. But we prefer to do our business at the Palm Street. But yeah, you can find us on Palm Street. You can find us at Creekwood.aquatics.com on all social medias. But yeah, there's our blue alien. I have another blue alien that hangs out over here. Of course, he never wants to come out when I need him. There he is. So there's our other blue alien. We have. Where is my gold female? Here she is. We have a female gold placket over here. She's called a gold copper fancy. I have her. I have this guy, but he got his fin pinched. This is called the pineapple. pineapple betta. And I have a yellow tiger that's hanging out over here somewhere. But yeah, let me know if you're interested in any of those. Oh, there's the yellow tiger right there. So he's a nice little placket male. If you're interested, we can do him. All of my males start at $25. Our females are 16, and then we have the select. So the gold select female up there, she's going to be $20. But let me know if you want me to put them up on the board. We can get them up on the board. We also have a bunch of baby ranchus. So if anyone's looking for some small ranchus, we got a few here. They're $16 this week. They're really active. They're really hungry. They're really chunky. So if you're looking for some chunky little goldfish, we got them available. If you want them a little bit bigger, we have this big boy over here. He's going to be $50 this week. He's our red ranchu. And then I have one more giant red and white that's hanging off to the back. We also have these little tiny electric blue acara. Let's see if we can zoom in. Zoom. So yeah, we got some electric blue acara. They're very young. They just came into the shop about 2 days ago. So they're still getting used to the aquarium here. But they should pop out of their shells really fast. So I said, you guys can take a look at the catalog. You can see if there's anything that piques your interest. Let me know. We can make it work. We do have a bunch of angels and a bunch of discus here. I didn't have time to get them on the catalog today. But our angels, we have silvers, we have marbled, we have black marbled. They're all $8 a piece. We have a bundle available, so 25 for three. And then we have some discus over here too. So these discus are fairly young, but they have a good appetite. They love to eat blackworms. They've been coloring up a lot since they got here, and they've been growing a lot. Because this guy is my one from about 2 weeks ago, and this guy is one of my newer ones. So he's about the size of a 50-cent coin, and the guy behind there, he's just a little bit bigger, but they've been growing really fast. Oh yeah, they're beautiful fish. They're also misunderstood. Everyone chases a lot of water parameters. We keep them in tap water. We top off with RO. We feed them twice a day, so we feed them a ton of blackworms. We give them flakes. We give them pellets. We give them a very diverse diet, and that helps them come out of their shell and to grow really big, really fast. But what I look for again on the discus is, of course, clean skin. I want their fins to be flared out. Want their eyes to be clear. This guy's still adjusting. You can see how he's not totally comfortable, but he's trying to be comfortable, but his fins are kind of pinched. So this is a fish that we're going to continue to work with. We're going to continue fattening him up, working with him. If he needs any treatment, we give him treatment. But yeah, you can see he's very shy. And that's the thing with these discus. They're very shy fish, so you do have to work with them a lot. There's my other boy. And then we have a few others in the back. I think there's a pigeon blood and there's a red discus back there. We also have a ton of corals too. Looking for mustard gas? Yeah, I don't have any mustard gas. The closest thing that I have to them would be the pineapple, but like I said before, the problem with the Dumbos is that they always find a way to hurt their fin. So he hurt his fin right here, so we're trying to heal him up. I have him, and then I have this other pineapple over here. But we're trying to get another beta ordered this week. Usually we keep 30 betas on hand. I have 15 this week, so I have to order another 15. I got to order another 15 to 20 males. And then top off, we do have a ton of females. So if you're looking for female betas, we do have a lot in stock. We have over 30 females in stock. And we have Dumbos, we have Kois, we have multicolored cotton candy. So if you're looking for any female betas, we got them. Like this cute girl here with the blue eyes. All of our female betas start at $16. So if it's something you're interested in, you can pick out a few females. You can actually pick the ones you want specifically. We can put them off into a side holding tank. All of our fish ship Monday mornings. So again, if you're looking for any female betas, we got them in stock. We have over 30 in stock every week. We get these guys locally. They come from a really good breeder. They're about 11 to 14 weeks when they get sold to us. So they're young and they're ready for breeding. I do have a couple females here that are full of eggs. Like this female right here, I can see she's full of eggs. And this one right here too. You can see how big her abdomen is. She's ready for breeding too. We also have a ton of pea puffers. Pea puffers have been a really popular fish as of late. I have to get on my side and lay down to get close enough to them. But yeah, we do have a bunch of pea puffers. Very popular fish. This is going to be something that's going to be kept in the species only. They are aggressive. They are very nippy. But if you're into a small fish that has a really big attitude, these guys are going to be it. They are cute, but they're also very curious. A lot of puffers, I think they're capable of very complex thought. At the zoo, we used to target train them. We used to do a lot of enrichment with them. So they are very smart fish. What else did we get in this week? We got a bunch of liger tail Dalmatian mollies over there. Very popular fish. But yeah, all you guys have to do, hop onto the catalog, take a look around, and tell me if you're interested in anything that we have in stock. We also have a ton of African cichlids in stock. We are trying. There's a lot of fish that we have to bring in the next few weeks. But yeah, we have a ton of African cichlids, a lot of peacocks. We're trying to move these guys. All of our peacocks this week are $8. Oh, I got my frontosa over here too. Yeah, she's been a really good frontosa since she's been here. But yeah, let us know if you're looking for anything in particular. We can go take a walk around the shop. If you're looking for anything that we can order, we can always order with our next. We get weekly fish orders. But yeah, we have a ton of anemones. We have a ton of little small frags available. We got some larger elegance corals. We got some hammers, some slippers. We got some smaller chili reservoirs. We got some green kobutai. But yeah, if you can check our catalog, you can see what we have available. All of our fish ship for $24. They ship flat rate. Best thing to do is to fill that box. So if you order a fish, make sure you order a couple more. We can pack that box as tight as we can. So we ship in 8x8s, 10x10s, and 12x12s, all for the same price. If it fits in the same box, it ships for $24. We can usually ship about 4 to 5 orders per box. We also have a ton of plants available. So we have some high grow. There's some moneywort. We have some Luigia. And we have some Mint Charlie over here. So if you're looking for some good starter plants that require minimal care, those are going to be the plants for you. If you're looking for fish that are good schooling fish, we have the aquarium staples. We have the neon tetra. Our neon tetras are Florida raised. This week they're $3. You can get a big school of these. These guys have been extremely hardy. Since we switched to the Florida vendors, we haven't lost a single tetra. They come in really strong, really hardy. They come in really fat, which is always a good thing for me. I love when they ship me a little chubby fish because I know they were eating well at their last location. We also have the Von Rio tetra. They're a little nippy, but they are cool for adding a lot of movement to your aquarium. So if you have bigger, faster fish, these are going to be the guys you want to pair off with them. They do get big. They do get to about the size of a quarter. They have a very mild personality, but they are a little nippy. So just make sure wherever you put these guys, there's a lot of visual coverage. You keep them fed and you do your water changes. And they're going to be a beautiful red fish when they're done growing. If you're looking for something a little bit spicier, we have the Odessa barb. So these guys are very young. They are extremely nippy. They're not aggressive, but they are nippy. The males are going to mature. They're going to have a horizontal red line on their bodies. Then they turn black on the top and bottom. They're a really stunning fish in planted aquariums. They are very food motivated, and they're very inquisitive. So even if I put my hand in the water, they're going to start pecking at me immediately because they're very inquisitive. But they do have a great personality. They turn out to be very beautiful fish when they get older. And we have them this week for $6. They don't come up too often. When they come up, they're definitely worth a purchase. The other fish we have in stock this week are the white clouds. These are imported. But the white clouds are behind them, the little gold guys. The cool thing, well, it's not the cool thing, but one thing about the white cloud minnow is that they're actually extinct in the wild. They were a very sensitive fish found in Asia, and their environment became polluted, so they pretty much got wiped out from their native ranges. But they breed really easily in captivity, so these guys are kept alive by the pet trade. But they're extremely hardy. They adjust well to colder water, and they're very peaceful. They kind of mind their own business, and we like them because they're very tight schools. The other fish we got here is another microfish. This is the sparkling gourami. They are very peaceful. They kind of mind their own business. The males kind of get that red shimmer to their bodies. These guys, under the right type of lighting, will sparkle. They have iridescent blue, white sparkle shimmers. They have that red kind of over like. Yes, we do. We have. Let's go walk over there. We have a bunch of. Oh my God, Nazarius snails. We have a few turbo snails available. We have our gold clams. Our gold clams are $125. These guys were aquaculture. We've had these for about 2 months. We feed them phytoplankton, and they do really, really well. Let me see if I can stop the water from moving so much. There we go. But yeah, very beautiful Maxima clams. Zoom, zoom, zoom out. I believe I have a tiger conch over here. They're great for sand sifting, and then on the far side I have some Klukenthal shrimp. Other than that, we do have a ton of corals. So if you're looking for any corals, all of our small frags start at $25. We do have some larger things like these purple hammer tips. These guys are 65. Got a pectinia for 200 over there. I got this colony of Duncans. This guy is $125. And this one is a steal because this one has so many heads and more heads coming in every day. So again, look at that flesh band. There's 2 more heads over there. So this is going to be a real nice piece to frag in the future. Let's stick him down. We just got these Black Widow anemones today, so right now that's why everybody's stressed out because we had to shift a lot of people around, so they're kind of upset. I don't blame them. Black Widows aren't the best neighbors. They're very aggressive, so they like to sting. They like to send out nematocysts. So right now we're trying to calm them down, and maybe they'll stop sliming the tank. And my protein skimmer is going to be working overtime to clean up their stingers. But yeah, like I said, if you guys want to ask questions, feel free to ask questions. I like to answer a lot of questions. I also have to capture runaway anemones because they love to escape. They are escape artists. And we always pop them back in the anemone bin. Got to move him over too. I see they pop right out. Stay in. So a trick I do with the anemones, if they won't stay, I will hold their foot onto the surface that I want them to stick to. I'll hold them there for a couple seconds, and they usually grab on, and they'll stay put. The Black Widow anemones, we have them on special this week. They're $100. So all of our big anemones are going to be $100 this week. So 100 for the black tips, 100 for the rainbows, and we'll do 50 for the greens because greens are a little bit more common. But yeah, if you're looking for a Black Widow, let me know. We can pop it up on sale. And I got to move this other green over here. I don't know if that's a green or if that's a Sherman's. I gotta look it up later. But yeah, these are our NEMs. Very spicy enemies. They were stinging us the entire time we were working with them. I was miserable. I was so itchy. But yeah, they are an attractive enemy. But yeah, they are a little spicy. And I said, if you guys want to look at some more corals, we do have a ton of corals here. Like this guy, we've been working and we've been getting him back to shape. But this is our Freddy Krueger chalice. This guy was left to a little scrap and he actually grew back. So right now he's about a half inch. Are the NEMs okay with other corals? Yes and no. If you can find a way, like this guy right here, he's off to the corner. He's not bothering anybody. He can stay there. But they will sting. You see how they're kind of coming out of their bin. They are aggressive, so they're going to try to wipe out their neighbors around them. And anemones like the Black Widows will release nematocysts into the water if they feel threatened, and they will sting things around them. So with them, it's keeping them calm, making sure they're fed, and keeping them in a corner by themselves. But if they become disattached, they can float around, they can sting things. That's the danger with any of the corals, any of the anemones. You want to make sure that they stay put. They are also escape artists too. So I had one jump the bucket. That's one thing you have to watch out for. Like I say, he's stable. He's been in that spot for the past 3 months. He's not moving, so we leave him alone. I have another one that lives behind the rack over here. I wonder if we can see him from this side. There he is. He's right there at the end of the rack. He's happy there. He doesn't bother anybody, so we leave him alone. But yeah, if you're interested in the anemones, let me know. We can pop them up on the board. If you're looking for something more mellow, I do have. It's right here. Um, he's hard to see, so we're going to see if we can pull him out. But we have the orange tube anemone. There she is right there. So this is a non-photosynthetic anemone. They are active hunters. They love to eat. So if you give them a piece of shrimp, they'll be the happiest little anemone in the world. They do live in sand, so we like to provide them a deep sand bed of at least 1 to 2 inches. And when they get spooked, boop, they'll tuck right into their little den. But they are a beautiful little anemone. If that's something you're looking for, we got them. And if you're looking for frag packs, we do frag packs. We do 6 corals for $200. That includes the free next day shipping. But you can pick out the corals you want, like the Irish Spring Favia. We have the Irish Spring. We have the Prism Favia. We have 2 reverse prisms. One of my favorites is the Biohazard. Yeah, it's something you want to do research on. You never want to jump, especially into the Black Widows. Like the orange and the greens, I don't worry so much about them. The bubble tips, but Black Widows are not bubble tips, but they are extremely aggressive. So I do not blame you. Do your research, but we do have them available. We have 8 in stock. No, we have 5 in stock. We're holding on to 2 for culturing. But yeah, we also have the 8 can lords over here. I'm gonna pick them up. I haven't picked them up in a while. Him, we're gonna have to frag him soon. You see, he's already growing heads on the bottom. So I don't want to frag him, but yeah, we might frag him into to 3 pieces. I might be able to get those 2 heads, those 3, those. I can probably get 4 frags out of this piece. But this red 8 can lord, he's $125. He has multiple heads. He's a good fragging piece. Or he would be a nice showpiece for a corner of your aquarium. But he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 heads. 15 heads, and we're doing him for $125. Oh, hi, Cheyenne. You want to see your fish? Let me show off this green 8 can real fast. All right, we're going to leave the coral section for a little bit. Here are your boys. There's one right there. He's nice and chubby. Makes me worried why he's so chubby. And we got 2 more right there. And the 4th one's in the back. Yeah, they're super cute. We can get them on the board for you. Let me see what they came in. Yeah, what they came in as. So we got them $15 a piece, and I can put them up on the board for you. It should not charge you shipping again because you already have a current order with me. So it should not charge you shipping again. If it does, I'll refund you immediately. All right, so if you're gonna take all four at $15, that was, oh my god, $60. So we'll post the vouchers today, $60, and we get them shipped out. I hope he ate a snail. He looks too plump. I'm hoping he ate a snail, and not anybody else. All right, click. So albino bisher times four, $60, quantity one. All right, they're on the board. They're ready for you. They've been super cute since they've been here. All right, thank you. Thank you for your purchase. Those are your little babies. I hope you enjoy them. All right, perfect. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, it's going to be a nice box. But yeah, we'll get it packed up on Monday. I got to look at the weather in your area, but it's starting to get colder. We're starting to have colder Texas mornings, so we're definitely going to pop a heat pack in there. And they should be fine. We're going to insulate them really well. And of course, like always, we'll add another sticker for you. So we'll probably add the little kitty cat. Oh, we'll add the little puffer. One of those stickers will be in the box. I'll figure it out. But yeah, everybody, if you want to check out what we have in stock, please check out the catalog. Poke around. If there's something you're interested, let me know. We do have a ton of fish available. If you're looking for clowns, we have some Da Vinci Gladiators. Da Vinci Gladiators, $50. We do have some assorted clownfish. They're going to be orange and mocha clowns. They're going to be $25. We do have our Flamehawk. We've had him for the last 3 months. He's been a real character. He's $110 this week. Also, he's really hungry. We do have blue neon gobies. They are a good parasite picker for your fish. They do love to pick at fish. We have him. We have the shark nose goby. We have two fish at $80. So we have the bullet hole fury, and we have the Wyoming white clownfish. I think we have a couple yellow watchmans and a couple. Oh, why can't I think of the names right now? Oh, there's a pearl eye clarkie. I forgot. We also have the orange target mushrooms, the rhodactis. Oh, that's so cool. Um, My neon green mushroom is splitting itself right down the middle. See that? He was not like that this morning. So yeah, that's a cool split. I can't wait for that to split. Two of my more interesting corals. We have the we have the green slipper. I mean, look at the size of that coral. This one we're doing for $60. $60 this week. I know that's a steal. And then we have our hollow hammer. Let's see if we can get them over here. Little hollow hammer, two heads. And beautiful flesh band. You can see that flesh band comes really low on this guy. I have to do a lot of reorganizing. But again, guys, check out the catalog, see what fish we have in stock. We do have a few wonderful bettas. Like we have this beautiful red samurai over here, red samurai male. We have a couple platinums left. We have a little pineapple male. He's so cute. And of course, I got my little baby super red plecos. Yeah, little pineapple female. I like the pineapples. I think they're cute. I like the pattern. I like how they're patterned. Like their scales, like really pop out. This one pops out a little bit more. But yeah, I like those black lines between their scales. It really makes them pop up really nice. Yeah. We are going to try to breed them. The next time we get our order, we're selecting 4 males and 4 females. We are going to try breeding them in house. We've done it before. Um, but yeah, it's time that we start going off into our breeding projects. We're cultivating more plants, so we have a bunch of plants growing inside the house right now. Yeah, this year is going to be the year that we start our breeding programs. I think we got to that point too. Like I said, we already had success with this male right here. He's on a break. How do I set up my bettas? Real simply. You're gonna it's gonna be so simple you're gonna hate it. We use white buckets because it's easier for the fish to have contrast. We fill it up with RO water. We pop a heater. We raise that heat to around 80 degrees. Um, we have a bunch of magnolia leaves. So we'll throw a couple magnolia leaves in there. We'll get some tannins in there. I'll throw in some guppy grass like this. I leave that male in there for a couple days. He starts building his bubble nest. If he's having trouble building his bubble nest, we take some of our plastic and we'll cut little 3 inch by 2 inch squares. We'll place him on top of the water so he can put his bubble nest underneath there. And then we'll take one of our bags like this and we place it over the top and we lock in that heat and humidity. So once you start seeing the condensation form on the top of this bag and the male makes his bubble nest, you know you're ready. So you select the female who has a really big belly, like her. It gets complicated. Um, Basically, we have small containers that we'll place her in. We'll float her in the tank where the male can see her, but he can't get at her. Once I see the male and female doing a dance, like when they shimmy with each other, we release them. And in the next 2 days, I get eggs. We take out the females, and the rest is history. So yeah, I know it's a little. It's simple, but it's a lot to explain. Once the babies hatch, we start feeding them things like marine rotifers. We feed them Moina macropora. We get them onto Daphnia. We can do baby brine shrimp. Um, you have to feed them really small live foods. If you have vinegar eels, feed them vinegar eels. Um, but they need really small foods to start. After the first week, they'll eat baby brine. They'll eat baby Daphnia. Um, at that point, you're just doing water changes for 11 weeks until they grow. So that's the way I do it. Other people might do it a little bit differently, but I found success like that. We've bred a few hundred betas, um, but that was back when I was working my full time job. Yeah, and it was a lot to keep up with. Now that this is my full time job, running the shop, doing aquarium maintenance, I have more time that I can dedicate to more projects. But I believe if you check out my YouTube channel, I did document one of my beta breedings. Cool. But again, everybody, check out the catalog, see if there's something that you're interested in. We can always take a walk around. We could take a look at fish. There's never any pressure to buy. You can ask to look at any fish, even if you just want to see them because you think they're cool, like this female pistogramma. She's like, why is everybody watching me? But yeah, if you have any questions you guys want to ask, you can always ask questions. As you can tell, I love to talk about fish. This is one of my favorite things. I turned a hobby into a career. If you want to look at Cheyenne's eel, he's right there. We have a bunch of baby acaras that are living in this tank over here. Let's see if we can get them to come forward. They got. Oh, absolutely. Come here, buddy. There he is. Here, let me give him a small piece of fish. Yeah, a little wet snake. Yeah, but yeah, we'll feed them real fast. We'll give them a small piece of fish. Come on, my friend Target. You want the little fish stick? Wow! He got the little fish stick. There he is. What I liked about them is that this group has never turned down a meal. So anytime I offer them something, they always take it down like a champ. And with a lot of these eels, that doesn't happen. Sometimes they get really stressed and they refuse to eat. But he's been eating so well. Super cute. We'll get more of these in the future. But I do have to fill the room up with some more fish, so we'll probably get these. We'll probably get them in January again. But beautiful little eel. Beautiful eel. We also have the zigzag eels. They are more of a loach. They are not part of the family Anguillidae, but they do get 18 inches. They're a very shy inhabitant of your aquarium, but when they're comfortable, you will see them come out like this. But the first couple weeks, they will just be in your gravel bed. Eat that snail, bro. But yeah, if anyone has any questions, if they want to see any specific fish, they want to see bettas, you want to see goldfish, let me know. We do have a huge variety. Oh yeah, your garamis are over here too. You got a lot of stuff coming to you this week. You got a lot of stuff. That clown loach is trying to eat that giant snail. Yeah, we love our little clown loaches. They do such an amazing job. They love to eat snails. And they're just little clowns. They're just honestly little clowns. Let's go back to the pea puffers. Let's feed them some blackworms. I know I'm breaking my own rules. We don't feed on Saturday, but I like to watch the puffers. So yeah, we love to feed them live food. So we feed them Daphne and Magna. We feed them Mona, but their favorite is blackworms. But yeah, we have over 50 in stock, and they eat like little champs. Look at them all come. That's what I like about them. They have such a cool personality. But if anyone's looking to start a pea puffer tank, we do have over 50 in stock. Super healthy. You can see big eaters. Pea puffers this week, they're let me check the shop. I think they're $8. Pea puffer. Yeah, I don't have them listed, but yeah, they're $8 this week if you're interested. But yeah, we have over 50 in stock. Yeah, they don't get much bigger than this. They might get about a quarter inch, but that's the biggest I've ever seen them. These guys were so hard to come by. It took me over a month to start getting them in on a regular basis. So now we'll always keep it in stock. We'll keep at least 30 in stock every week. Yeah, they pretty much finished off all those blackworms that we put in there. You looking for more? But yeah, if you're interested, let me know. We can pop them up on the board and we can get them sold and we can get them shipped out Monday morning. We also have a ton of female bettas in stock. That's a little female crown toe. I've been looking at her for a while now. I might try to breed her with one of my regular males. Oh, there's a gold female here too. I didn't know she was still here. But yeah, all of our female betas, they're $16 this week. Like I said, if there's something you want to see, let me know. We can pop it up on the board. If there's any specific female bettas you want, we can always specially select them. We can put them in holding and we can ship them out on Monday. For the female bettas, so we add PVC tubing to a lot of our tanks because yes, it does provide a safe space for bettas they can hide. Because sometimes they do have to take a break from their sisters. Like this girl right here who's hiding in this little flower pot right there. It makes her feel comfortable. It makes her feel safe. And that's what matters most to me. So as long as they have a space they can retreat to, if they feel like they're getting bullied or they want to take a break, we always give the fish the options. And so you're going to notice that in all our tanks. Um, I'm going to go on a little rant, but it's important that you give your fish environmental enrichment. So we do change up a lot of these ornaments every week. So we'll change up the tank. We'll swap out the plants when we get our new plant orders, and we'll change up the decorations because it's good for their mental enrichment. They get to explore, they get to play, and they don't get bored. Because yeah, keeping a fish in too sterile of an environment, um, yeah, it starts to like really affect them with their health. So we try to make sure we keep them as healthy as possible. Even with our shrimp, little shrimpy boy. But yeah, you'll see more PVC piping down there too. So yes, if you ask if our fish have very enriching lives, yes, they do. Every day they get to do something different. They get to eat something different. They get their water changes. I've been spoiling my fish a lot today. I don't know why. I normally don't feed on Saturdays, but I just gave them a little algae wafer. And once it starts to break down, they all attack it. But you see the little frenzy's getting ready. The little feeding frenzy. And all it takes is one fish. It takes one fish to know that there's food around, and then they all attack it like little piranhas. You found it, my boy? You found it. There we go. Get it, boys? So if you want to know what makes this different from a lot of people, we do focus on the fish health, fish mentality, their diets. We focus a lot on our fish health. Healthy fish are the best fish. And it might seem like a small little thing to do, but it makes a world of difference. But that's what we like to see. Oh, and I got my little lonely baddest female hanging out back there. There she is, little gray female. She's cute. And then we have the male baddest over here. And another male. Zoom out. But yeah, don't be afraid to ask questions. If there's anything you want to know about fish or aquarium keeping, I like to answer a lot of those questions for the audience. If you just want to see my fish, let me know you want to see some fish. I'll take you around and we'll show you some really cool animals. If you guys want to see some corals, we have some amazing corals over here. But again, we pride ourselves in the health of our fish. Our fish are extremely healthy. My little medical cart's over here. It's kind of messy. Yeah, we can see some peacocks. So right now we have a bunch of like OB peacocks. There's more that I have available through my breeder. But we're just waiting for them to color up a little bit. But yeah, there's a lot of those dragons over here. We do have some white-lipped Madoka. They're a little bit rarer of an African cichlid. They're not. Someone asked me they were babunas. No, they're their own family. But their special trait is that white lip they have in front of their mouths. So these guys are really cool. We have them. They're $35. The rest of our African cichlids are $8. But yeah, we have a lot of red dragons, and everybody else here is waiting to mature. Absolutely. So I'm going to start off with my pride and joy, but this is my beta flow through system. So all of our betas, you see that? They get a trickle of new water throughout the day. It overflows and it goes to our main filtration system over there, back up and over. But we do have about 15 male bettas in stock this week. So we have this guy, I believe they're called Grizzled. Um, oh my god, Lavender Dumbo, Dumbo Pineapple, Dumbo Platinum, Red Samurai. I believe there's a Blue Alien over here. Of course, we have our African cichlid section that we need to grow some more. There's a little frontosa. We have live bearers, so we have the little red tucks over here. Over here are assorted platies. We have the Dalmatian Molly. I mean, not Dalmatians. We have the balloon mollies. Here are some red phantoms, red serpe, and black skirt tetra. Dalmatian Molly Lyre-tail. We have an army of pea puffers, if that's what you're into. We got them. See if I can zoom in. There we go. Army of pea puffers. They are $8 this week. We have a ton of female bettas. We have a sorority tank here. We keep 30 females a week. There's a little yellow tiger female. She's cute. Up here I have my beginner fish. So we have some Odessa barbs. They're very young. They're going to color up really nicely when they get older. Here's a male who's starting to mature. You can see that red line going through his body. We have our white clouds. I know we have... Oh, there's one of my longfin plecos. Actually, there's two. There's one more right there. And a sparkling gourami. We have our neon tetras, Von Rio tetra. There's one of our blue aliens. There's a few baddest if you're into micro predator fish. We have our bigger gouramis over here. So we have our opaline gouramis. This is the chromide cichlid, orange chromide. They're one of two cichlids from the Asian continent. These guys can transfer to brackish water aquariums. We have our baby clown loaches for $14 this week. We have about 15 of those. We have our giant Danios. I don't need to explain giant Danios to anybody. We have chili rasaboras. They're really small, so it's hard to see them on camera. But we also have the green kobutai. You can see some of their fluorescent green bodies in the background. We have an army of ranchus. So if you're into goldfish, we have a bunch of red and white ranchus available. We have some small electric blue acaras. Let's see if we can get them to come forward. We cannot. There's one right there. Over here, these are sold, but we did have a freshwater moray eel off to the back. We do have our spiny yellow eels. These guys are available. We have our small discus tank over here and small angels. Discus are $50 this week. Angels are $8 a piece. And then we have our assorted corals. So all of our small frags this week are $25. Hammers are $65. We have black widow anemones, rainbow bubble tips. We have more assorted corals this way. And then we have our salt wall that we're trying to expand. But altogether, we have about 700 gallons of water worth in this room. We do have to expand a little bit more. But that is Creekwood.aquatics, LLC. I hope you stuck around for that. I know that was a very long speech. But yeah, a lot of the fish that you want to see, they're going to be on our catalog. So you can hop on our catalog, you can see the prices. But again, there's never any pressure to buy. Even if you want to just look at some of the fish, I don't mind. I take requests. I think we're all aquarists. We all share a love for the hobby, and I want to spread this love as much as I can. I'll even show you my baby super red plecos. Hey, you know how I know I'm doing a good job? Right there. When they're pooping, I know they're eating and I know they're growing. So they keep showing me they appreciate me every day. But yeah, this is our full-time job. We went full-time with this about 2 months ago. This company started with just growing some daphnia and phytoplankton in my living room, and we grew it into this small 700-gallon shop. And we're going to continue growing the shop from here. But yeah, we love to answer questions too. So if you have any questions about your aquarium, you want to know about diets, medications, fish compatibility, ask away. I love to ask questions. How did I go about finding a transshipper? Um, you have to find someone you trust. Um, I'll tell you two guys that I've talked to who are really nice guys. But I deal with Joe Fernandez from Joel's Transshipping. He's out in Miami now. He just moved from Dallas. He was a really good guy. He imports bettas for me. So when I get bettas from Malaysia, he's my guy that brings them for me. So we bring in about 70 to 100 bettas. Um, it usually costs me around $800 to $900. Yeah, Joe Fernandez, great guy. I love seeing him. Now that he's in Miami, I don't think I'm going to see him as much as I used to, because he used to go to all the local shows in Texas. Um, but I'll probably see him when I go to Florida. But yeah, he's a really good guy. If you go with Joe Fernandez, tell him Nelson from Creekwood.aquatics, the Daphnia guy, sent you. Um, he's a really good guy. He's up front, and you have to find a transshipper who's willing to help you find the fish you want. Do not, I'm going to stress this, do not go online and start talking to fish farms in Indonesia and Malaysia without verifying that they're legitimate businesses, because they will steal your money and you will never see them again. So the reason why I pay Joel for his service is because he's done business with these people. He knows they're reputable, and he's staking his reputation on their reputation. So if you are going to deal with a transshipper, find one you trust and deal with his sources for fish. Because if you try to go outside the network, there's a possibility they'll take your money and they'll run. And you don't know how many of those guys send me messages through my Facebook, and I know they're scams because they'll send me pictures that I've seen on other people's websites, and I go, those aren't your fish. But yeah, Joe Fernandez, J4 Transshipping, and I think there's another guy called TC out in California. They're all people that I've talked to in the past, and I do trust them, and they are very reputable. The other key is going to be finding one that's close to you or that's in your zone, because you do not want to import a fish from Malaysia How would you get in contact with Joel? You can find him on Facebook, Joel Fernandez Transshipping or Fernandez Transshipping. I'm pretty sure he has a website. If you send me a DM, I will get you his contact information. I can tell you that. So after the stream, I'm actually going to screenshot this part of the stream. No, you don't have to find one in your state, but you want to find one close to you because it's going to help you with the cost. So what I mean is, you don't want to get a fish shipped from flown from Malaysia to, I don't know, let's say like New York and New Jersey, and then have it fly back to California because that's going to cost you a little bit more money. I deal with Joel because going from Texas to Florida, not a big deal. Since I'm in Texas, me dealing with California, not a big deal. But you want to make sure that when you find these guys, um, their shipping rate isn't going to destroy you. You know, if you're transshipping for fish for profit, you want to keep your margins low. So you don't want to add extra costs by having the fish ship farther. You know. But yeah, if you don't use Joel, if you don't use J4, I mean, just continue looking online. Just type in transshippers. You'll get a list of people. Um, but Yeah, but verified. Look at their Facebooks. Make sure they have a business. You don't want to talk to someone who has a regular Facebook page. You want a business Facebook page. You want to have like legitimate reviews. You want to check out Google reviews. Like you want to vet these people. You do not want to deal with a guy who's working out of his basement. All right. Ooh. But yeah, I'm giving you that advice because yeah, it's good advice, and I never want to see someone get taken advantage of. They do that sometimes. So, like a lot of fish, when they're younger, they go through like this explosive growth rate. That's because they don't want to get eaten. So they're going to try to get as big and as fat as they can. Eventually, that does slow down, but continue to do big water changes, especially on predatory fish. I wouldn't do anything less than 30%, 50%. Um, Feed them foods that are high in protein. So, you know, get them shrimp, get them tilapia fillets. Um, just give them really meaty foods. You can even do like clams and well, clams. I wouldn't do mussels. Um, but give them variety in their diet. Water changes. Um, that stuff makes a difference. But yeah, things that will limit your fish in growing are going to be age, diet, and water quality. I hope that one helps you out because yeah, when I got these Danios over a year ago, these guys were tiny. They almost looked like zebra Danios. But again, we feed them good water changes, and they're growing at a pretty healthy rate. Even this discus right here, I have a big discus in the back, and when he came in, he was small. So he was like this guy. This guy, he's about an inch and a half. This other one I got is closer to 2.5 inches. Um, but again, good food, good water quality, they'll grow. Oh no, I dropped my water. But yeah, right now, if you guys want to ask me questions, ask me questions. We're here till 10 o'clock. If you want to see fish, ask me to show you some fish, and we can have fun. but I'm torn because I need more coral, I need more marine fish. I think my freshwater side is pretty good for the week. Other than I need new bettas. So of course there's always money to spend on fish. They're cute. I prefer to add my tannins naturally. I use big pieces of driftwood. I use I'll use like almond leaves. I'll use the uh, the magnolia leaves. Powders. I've never used powders, but I know that one company makes a the blackwater extract, and that stuff works well, but it's expensive. That's the other thing you got to think about, the cost related to it. So you can buy a piece of driftwood that's going to release tannins for a few years, and when it gets too dark, you just do your water change, or you're going to continue to buy an additive, or you'll buy almond leaves and do all that stuff. I rather get my tannins through the driftwood. This snail's been here for like an hour. I'm going to help him out. No, the only guppies I have right now, sadly, are the red tuxedos, but I only have males available. Yeah, I was trying to bring in some of those albino the koi swordtails. I was trying to get those in this week, but the only ones that I was able to get in were the liar tail mollies over here. I do have one more 24 karat gold guppy over here. You got the FX4. Does it matter where the outlet sits, like up high or down? So what I like to do with the FX4s, what I like to do with a lot of my return filters, is I run them so they break the surface of the water. Because yeah, even with my system over here, I have to keep it drained because the fish will jump. But yeah, I always have water pouring in because it helps with the gas exchange. But yeah, I like to have it midway where you get these ripples. See these ripples over here? That's going to get you good gas exchange. This is normally higher. But this will help with evaporative cooling. So all these ripples right here are going to help dissipate heat from your aquarium. It'll add oxygenation and it also provide a lot more top flow. But the other thing you can do is you can since the FX has the two outlets, you can have them kind of just one blowing up, one blowing down, so you create a current through your aquarium. Oh, you had a little algae outbreak. When it comes for algae outbreaks, water changes are going to be your friends. Adding live plants are going to be your friends because they're going to absorb a lot of ammonia and a lot of nitrates. Um, Super annoying, but you can add a ton of guppy. I mean, not guppy grass. You can add oh my god, what's this stuff? The duckweed. Duckweed is really good at pulling nutrients out of the water. When you get a ton of them, scoop them up, throw them out, feed them to your fish. Um, Ton of guppy grass, and reduce your light. Yeah, having algae outbreaks is super annoying, but here, what really helps us out is all the plants. Like we overload our tanks with plants just because they contribute. But yeah, we run about 16 hours of light in this shop a day. And the only algae I get is the stuff on the side of the glass, but we really do not get hair algae in our aquariums. Also, because our tanks are highly oxygenated. That's what I'm saying. I love to break that surface tension. Um, this guy could be set higher. Do I sell pleco breeding caves? You know what? I do, but I'm using them right now. So yeah, we sell these little guys. I gotta find the. I only put them in there because no one was buying them, and I was like, I might as well just pop them in the tank for now, just to do something different. I am working with my neighbor, and we're gonna start 3D printing some pleco caves, and we're gonna start 3D printing some of those underwater caves that you can put here in front of the tank, where you can watch the fish kind of swim in and out. Yeah, if you sent me a message, I have to go back on my records and see what the price is on them, though. I believe they're going to be fairly cheap, though. If they're more than $6, I will be surprised. But they do really well, and this is the one that I got my last baby plecos from. So what I do is they get full of detritus sometimes, so I just give them a good little shake, and I place them back in, and I wait for my male to crawl up inside them. And I know the male's ready for breeding because as soon as he goes into that tube, he's going to hang out at the far end, and he's going to wiggle his two little back fins like that to attract the female to come check out his little cave. But I saw my female. It looks like she was ready for breeding again. She was checking out the cave, so hopefully in a few weeks we get some more babies. But I said I'll check my records, but I'm pretty sure they'll be $6. I think they finished their algae wafer. Yeah, you can keep them together. Oh no, yeah, all our orders ship out on Monday. So yeah, we didn't ship out any orders, so you have time to add. And these guys are terracotta. So yeah, these guys are terracotta. But the new ones that we're going to make, they're going to be made out of plastic. But we have to research which 3D printing filaments are aquarium safe. So yeah, that's going to take us a little bit because we don't want to release anything that's toxic to the fish or that's going to break down. But we should have those soon. But yeah, these are terracotta, and they're super easy to clean, and they're super porous. But no, Breezy, we haven't shipped out the orders yet. And the Monte Carlo, how do you get it to stay down? Oh, so that one's going to be tough because most people, when they do the Monte Carlo, they'll do a dry tank. They'll put the seeds or the starter on the gravel, and they'll let it root in. I think that if you already have it, um, what I would do is maybe take a handful of gravel and sprinkle it over the top and see if that'll hold it long enough for it to root down into the substrate and hold on. But yeah, just take a few pieces of the gravel. Or is this the loose stuff? Is this the stuff that's all just like everywhere? Because if it's that really loose stuff, yes, you're probably gonna have to do a dry setup. You're probably gonna have to set it up in a small plastic bin, put a sheet of gravel, put your Monte Carlo, and let it hold on tight. Yeah, yeah. If it's that really loose stuff, yeah, you're gonna have to do it in a dry setup. Find a way to either put it on the gravel or like Rodney said, just try to clip it somewhere. But you have to give it time to like root in and hold on really tight, or else yeah, it's just gonna float everywhere. That's the annoying part about Monte Carlo. Yeah, I got to talk to my buddy. He runs Frag 3D. He's been developing his own frag plugs that are 3D printed, and there's a lot of features. If you ever get a chance, take a look at them. But they're really cool. It's a modular frag plug. You can swap out the heads. You can score them. You can pop them off. Um, they're very versatile. Um, yeah, yeah. He can use the super glue. Why can't I think of the name? But yeah, the regular super glue will hold it down. But yeah, he developed his own frag plug design, and he has a special mono. He has a special filament that he uses. That he said it's been in his reef tank for a few years, and it hasn't degraded. But yeah, gel super glues. We use a lot of it when we're trying to get Java moss to stick to a surface. We'll put it on there, put the Java moss. You have to wet it to activate it. And the same thing when we make all our coral frags. All these guys are glued down with that gel glue. So it is aquarium safe. But yeah, Monte Carlo can be difficult to work with sometimes. But yeah, Breezy, if you want to add to your order, we can always add. Everything ships out Monday, so I ship it out by late Monday afternoon. So I pack from 5 in the morning, and I have everything done by 3 o'clock, and then I get to the post office by 4:30, and then everything is on its way from 5 o'clock onwards. Oh man, packing fish is the most like. Oh man, it's either. I'm not gonna lie, it's always stressful. It's either a good stress or a bad stress. But it takes so long. It's so tedious. But we have to make sure that the boxes are insulated, the fish are bagged in clean water. Um, yeah, there's so much that goes into it, and then to hit your deadline, like the most boxes I did in one day, I did 15 boxes with multiple orders in there. Yeah, I fast them starting Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. But yeah, oh man. But I like it. I enjoy it. It pays the bills, and again, we have such a good reputation. We have such good reviews. We try to go the extra mile to make sure everyone gets the healthiest fish possible. Yeah, so that's the rule here. Like, we'll only add a heat pack if we're in the 80s. Yeah, like if we're in like the mid 80s and where they're going is going to be like 50 degree or 70 degrees, we might add a small heat pack. But yeah, when it's 100 degrees in Texas, there's no way I can put a heat pack in there because everything will boil. But we do a lot of testing too. So we'll build like dummy boxes. I'll build it exactly like I ship out everyone else's orders. I'll add a heat pack in there, and yeah, stuff can always go wrong, but we always make sure that we cover that. So if someone loses a fish, we have our live arrival guarantee, so we will refund you. Um, but yeah, we make a mock box and we keep it inside the house. We keep it on the porch, and we keep testing that temperature, and we see what that heat pack is doing. And sometimes they get really really hot. So when it's hot in Texas, we can't put a heat pack in. That bag will absolutely boil. Yeah, everybody here who sells fish, yeah, I think we all go through the same thing, but we want to send the best fish possible. Yeah, that's the tough part. So I always try to put I always put on my boxes that they're fragile, they're temperature sensitive. Please keep at room temp. I have my heater. Um, if you don't put a lot of that messaging on your box, I was told that some nights they'll leave your box on the truck. So whether it's hot that night or cold or freezing, your box will be in those outside temperatures. So I try to make sure that they always keep the box in room temp in the warehouse where it's not going to get freezing because there's no fish that can survive freezing temperatures. I'm sorry, there's not. So once we start getting into the really cold season, we're only going to offer next day shipping um, because yeah, it gets crazy. 2 day shipping I'll do up until like for Texas mid December. Yes, that is a funny story. I shipped an order out, and the fish arrived DOA, and the lady was asking me like, "What happened?" So I went back in my my UPS profile and I saw the photos, and they delivered the box upside down, and I was like, yeah, they pinched the fish. The fish got pinched. They don't, but yeah, I know that there's some that they do, and there's some that they don't. But yeah, I try my hardest to do what I can on my end. And then huge discus are the worst fish to ship. I am sorry, I hate shipping discus larger than 4.5 inches. I hate shipping them. They pop every bag that they're in, unless you put some type of yeah, yeah, unless you put some type of fish calmer in there. Yeah, unless you put some type of fish calmer in there, they are a pain in the butt. They are a pain in the butt to ship. We even use extra large bags, and these guys are 4 or 5 mils, and we'll triple bag them. But yeah, but yeah, we use UPS. I trust the guys at my little facility. I know the guys throughout the network chain, so yeah, they usually have my back. They know my boxes when they come in, so they try to take care of them. Once they get on the plane, I don't know what happens to them. Yeah, I think tomorrow I have another live stream, but I think that one's going to be earlier. I'm going to try it. I think it's going to be around 1 o'clock, like 1 or 2 o'clock. I want to see if changing the times will we have better, because I feel like Palm Street, you have to hit it at the right times to get the most views. Yeah, I'll stop by tomorrow night. But when I try to do Sunday night shows, it does not go well. Set this down right here. Last thing I got to get myself for this room, I have to get myself an alarm because we try to keep this room at 81 degrees. Oh, but I need an alarm system here, so if I get any lower than 70 degrees, they'll send me an alert text. I gotta start looking into that tomorrow. Oh, my timers went off. Kind of hoping these guys behave tonight. Oh, he looks better from yesterday. He's not as dark as he was. Ooh. All right, guys. Well, I think that's it for tonight. Unless someone wants to put a late a late order in. Um, yeah, it's close to 10 o'clock. I'm going to close up the shop. I got to feed it. Well, not feed everybody. I got to feed the reef tank. Got to feed the reef tank, and then everybody else. Yeah, I probably got to do a water change on that tank. Bunch of dead ghost shrimp. All right, guys. Well, it's been fun. I got a couple more things to do. Any pistos? I only have the one female pistogramma. I'm trying to get more next week. I'm trying to get cockatoid and I'm trying to get sunset. All right. Other than that, it's always a pleasure. I will see you guys tomorrow. Remember, if you want to follow us at Creekwood.aquatics, you can follow us on all social media, so YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. But other than that, I will see you guys soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.